In this video we are playing with the game-changing blizzards. We've got South America with only one border, with the South American player having the possibility to expand to North America and only have 2 borders to guard. And also then Africa's borders were minimized to, this time Africa has 2 borders instead of 3. And finally Europe has 3 borders instead of 4. The most of my troops were spawned in North America, and whether I'm lucky with that or not, I don't know so far, because it's really unknown whether I will actually be able to hold it. In the last game with blizzards it didn't go well, but maybe today will be my lucky day. Let's hope for the best. I mean, both of my opponents sent me the alliance requests, and additionally the blue player even helped me out by moving his troops out, so at least for a short amount of time I think I should be able to hold it, but with the game advancing everything could happen. Sooner or later I will have to choose side and betray one of my allies, or maybe one of my allies will betray me, who knows. But for now my strategy is to try staying more or less neutral and gain some more troops to be able to properly protect both of my top North American borders later on in the game. And why I don't mention the bottom border is because I will try taking South America from blue when the right opportunity comes. This is my goal. So I just hope that the blue player, instead of putting the majority of his troops to South America, will try to add them somewhere outside. So I'm not going to put a lot of troops next to the blue player's border at all, because I don't want that he would feel threatened by me, as then he would start guarding South America strongly or would even consider to invade me. So for now I'm staying in the alliance with the blue player, but if I see a good opportunity to go taking South America from him to have both of the Americas with only 2 borders to guard, then of course I will go for it, as long as it's safe and doesn't break the balance of the game. Well, I didn't expect blue to capture a big continent. So now it's a decision point for me whether I should attack him or not. But I think I should. With the blue player being the weakest and with the pink player getting the same number of continental troops as me, I think it would be the best for me to team up with the pink player over the blue player. As I mean, the blue player obviously wouldn't be able to team up with me as much as pink. If the blue player tries to attack pink, then pink will obviously invade blue into Europe, while pink should be able to hold both of his continents properly. So not to get invaded into North America, I think it would be the best to stick in the alliance with the pink player. Anyways, as you saw, I did a sneaky tactic over here. After blue capturing Europe and moving out his troops from South American border, he said to attack his territory if I need to, probably indicating that it's fine that I invade him into one of his continents. And obviously the pink player wouldn't be able to invade South America if I invaded Europe, so what I did is sent pink the attack request to attack blue when invading blue into South America, so in that way I made sure that the blue player would be invaded into both of his continents, but without doing all the dirty work by myself, so the blue player would still stay in the alliance with me. Well, at least I thought so. Since the pink player invaded his bigger continent while I the small one, I thought that the blue player would be less satisfied with the pink player over me, and then either attacks him or just stays neutral, but I was wrong. After all, the blue player invaded me into North America. He was so lucky to have a set at 3 cards, and it was so good for him, as otherwise with me still holding North America I would have considered taking South America from him. So by invading me into North America, the blue player has guaranteed himself to regain South America. Obviously it would be dumb to prevent the blue player from recapturing South America when the pink player is holding Australia plus Africa and getting more troops than both of us combined. So this is the time when I switch my fronts and start attacking the pink player over blue, as I don't want that the balance of the game would be broken towards the pink player's favor. So thank God the blue player is a smart player, and instead of being mad on me or something like that, attacks the strongest player, which is currently pink. And of course I'm going to help blue out. The pink player is not only the strongest, but additionally has a great position as well by more or less being able to protect all of his borders. I failed to invade him though, but the most important thing is that it might help me out to build a strong alliance with the blue player. As with the pink player still being the strongest, I think we will continue to team up on him. Also, I'm not sure why the last time I fortified my biggest army to the blocked place, but now I decided to fortify next to blue's Greenland army, so the blue player either moved it out from North America, or put it to some other territory, so at least my army wouldn't be blocked anymore. Of course I could have fortified my army to the territory of Kamchatka, but I mean I want to be still in hopes to capture North America, or at least not to give it away for another player. Thankfully the blue player moved his army out and it seems he will let me hold it. He also sent me an attack request to attack the pink player, and this is that in the next turn I'm going to do, so unless something unexpected happens which will make to change my decision. As you can see, the pink player sent me an attack request to attack blue, but honestly with him still being the strongest I will have to attack him over blue. By being the second strongest player, which is visibly weaker than the strongest player, it would be bad for me to attack the weakest player first, so I cannot really change my fronts right now unless the pink player weakens the blue player a lot first. But I would also need to make sure that I will hold some continent, and that's another reason why it's good for me to stick in the alliance with blue. He not only lets me hold North America, but additionally protects one of my borders if you take a look at the territory of Iceland. And finally, I think it wouldn't really make much sense to randomly change my front and start attacking the blue player over pink. I mean, I'm not even guaranteed that the pink player would actually help me out. Maybe he just wants that a strong alliance between me and blue would be broken. But even if the pink player actually helped me out, then I would lose North America with the blue player invading me, and probably would have to go to Australia. So currently to start attacking the blue player over pink doesn't seem like a great idea at all, especially when the blue player is so furiously continues to attack pink. So I would say it's good to stay in alliance with the player who is willing to attack a lot, as then the game is supposed to be more interesting and end up sooner, or at least not to become a boring stalemate. By switching my fronts and ending up with Australia while losing North America, obviously I wouldn't be able to attack as much. So currently my plan is to continue teaming up with blue as long as possible, or as long as it's worth it, because if the blue player started being quite stronger than me, then of course I would have to break the alliance to not give away him the game. Well, another idea would be is to try taking South America from blue, but with me having both of the Americas I think nobody of the players would want to let me hold them with only 2 borders to guard. So I think I would end up being invaded, and instead of me and blue attacking pink, I think the situation would change to pink and blue attacking me, so that's something I don't want. Well, there is a possibility that the pink player would take my alliance too seriously, but this is the game played with my subscribers who are usually really aware about the balance of the game, so I don't think either of them would let me dominate the game by holding too much stuff. So anyways, it was a great decision made by pink to invade me into North America. Now not only I won't be able to continue teaming up with blue on him, but additionally I won't be able to hold a big continent. After I've got invaded into North America, the blue player obviously started to get the advantage over here by not only being the strongest one but additionally the only player who holds some continents, while me and pink doesn't have a single continent anymore. But I think the pink player understands that as well, so this is why he sent me an attack request to attack blue, so now the situation should switch to me and pink teaming up on blue. That was very fortunate for me that the blue player didn't take my last territory, which was outside of North America, so due to that I was able to invade him into Europe and Australia so easily. Otherwise I'm not sure what I would have done. In that case probably the safest decision would have been to manual roll a lot blue's Icelandic army, so the pink player would have been able to invade Europe with his biggest army easily. But as mentioned, thank God the blue player didn't clear out my last African territory, so I was able to invade blue without relying too much on the pink player, and at the end I still ended up receiving a card since I was able to capture territories. So unfortunately for me the pink player didn't follow our agreement and instead of attacking blue like we proposed to each other, ended up on attacking me. Well, actually it was taking a lot of time for him to make his turn, so I think he was really in the decision point of what he should do. I believe the blue player might have influenced him to attack me in case he sent the attack requests to pink. After all, the pink player probably didn't expect for the blue player to have a 10 troop set at 3 cards, so he would end up having more troops than both of us combined and be able to take one of us out, and then after getting that person's cards, win the game easily. And to be honest, I don't understand the blue player either, as it really seems that he missed the opportunity to win. Didn't he see the opportunity to take one of us out and then deal with the other player in the next turns easily? Or did he actually consider taking the pink player out, but then realized that he forgot about those two pink's African territories at the bottom, so by noticing that, obviously didn't take down the pink's biggest army at the end? But either way, it's good for pink and me as the balance of the game is being sustained once again, so with us having sets, the opportunity for the blue player to win has been missed. And of course I'm really happy of the fact that I took South America from blue, as by having it, I will potentially have the ability to expand to North America and end up holding both of the Americas with only 2 borders to guard, so just the problem is that both of my opponent's biggest armies are into it, but no matter that, a potential opportunity later on in the game for me to do that still stays. But oh no guys, oh no. My turn has been totally skipped. I saw it happening to other players, but finally it happened to me as well. But anyways, the balance of the game is being sustained, so that's not a big problem for me at all. The blue player keeps sending me the attack requests to attack pink, but honestly it would make the most sense for me to attack blue, so unless the blue player starts to weakening the pink player by himself first. But even then I wouldn't really like to start weakening pink, as it could make him worth to be taken out for his cards for blue. So I didn't send the thumbs up for the blue player, as most likely I would have to end up attacking him. I didn't expect for the pink player to start manual rolling me, but I think with the balance of the game being sustained it might be fine, even though the blue player could potentially decide to take him out for his cards, but I mean it could be a very risky decision for blue. The pink player sent me thumbs down after I took South America from blue, so I assume that he doesn't like that I'm currently holding it, and with the blue player having his biggest army in North America as well, I think it would just be the best for me if I leave South America to someone else. And nice, that was unexpected, I didn't see that happening at all. I thought if the blue player actually goes for the pink player, then he will definitely put some troops to Africa for these 2 pink territories as well. After all, I assume the blue player just wanted to weaken the pink player and didn't expect to get so good manual rolls. But still, after getting good manual rolls, he shouldn't have blitzed pink's biggest army just to leave him with even 3 cards and only 2 territories made of 1s for me. It was quite unlikely for pink to have a set at 3 cards, so he could have just kept pink's biggest army for the next turn, and only then to take him out in case he saw it would be still worth it. But to crush pink's biggest army while leaving just 2 territories of him for me was something unexpected. Well, honestly I'm not that sure anymore, even though not being able to trade in a set in the same turn after taking out pink, I thought I would definitely have a big advantage over blue. But actually the situation isn't as bad at all for blue as I thought it would be. So just a blue player made a mistake by over-adding too many troops to his North American army. He ended up with 10 troops while he could have captured more territories to decrease my territorial advantage even more, or even take South America from me if he had attacked with his army in the correct way. So with me holding continents and with him blocking his troops once again, I think I will win this game easily. So not to drag out this game any longer, even though the blue player was lucky enough to have a 10 troop set at 3 cards once again, at the end he still ended up having no chances at the end game against me at all.